I'm taking in everything. I appreciate everyone's input. Um, everybody have their own perception or everything. But what about if a guy has a good representative in the beginning and that representative falls off? Um, of course
Hmm.
you get out the situation, but sometimes I guess you can be blinded by things also, but that's neither here or there.
No, that's a
Everything.
good point. These are the kind of questions that women need to ask, because when women are outside of their community, they're transplants in a different city, they're away from their family, or they have men that are disinterested in helping them to choose good men. Women women's intuition goes haywire and they pick bad men. So, how do you determine if a man is a good man? His credibility is his currency. Men who are who they say they are, they have a tangible track record of who they are, right? You can see the evidence that this person is telling you. If this guy is saying that he's he works for the state, you should be able to see that, right? What does his LinkedIn account say? Have you met any of his friends that can concur with that? If this guy is saying that, he wants to be in a long-term relationship with you, okay, how can you test that? By not opening your legs and testing his ability to like you without having sex with you, right? So these are things. We're selling you guys back water. This stuff is all obvious, and women need to be able to figure these things out, because we've lost the man in the house saying this isn't a good man. I can tell by talking to him for 3 minutes that this dude's he's a professional loser. Women don't have that, and that's why these so many bad guys are being picked up, and they're being recycled amongst the same women, right? 75% of the children that are born in our community are fathered. Illegitimate children are fathered by 14 to 18% of the same men. That is wild. I think one of the best indicators that a man isn't who he should be is, does he have multiple baby mothers?
Hmm.
Number one, out the gate. So
I would like to piggyback off of that real quick. I agree with everything you said. I would say another factor to consider is, what are women using to filter or to test these men, right? Who are you using? There's wisdom and wise counsel, as the Bible says. And so even if you are away from your community, away from your family, you have a church family in the new city that you moved to. Do you have men and women who are in relationships and or married that can then vet the gentleman? I believe that, especially within the Black community, if there is vetting, like you said, that he shows his representative, is the vetting being done long enough to see the mask come off? Because if you say, okay, I've known it for 3 months, we're moving in together, you setting yourself up for failure. Are
yeah.
you taking the time to meet his family? Are you taking the time then to go out in social settings, right? I'm talking about the club. I'm talking about in settings where then he has to then put on a suit, for example, to the art museum, things like that that's outside of his comfort zone. And then what is he showing you? What is he
Are,
saying?
is it just a vampire relationship? You
There
only
we go.
see him between the hours of 12 and 6 a.m. You
There you go.
know?
Does he keep his word? Or do you keep catching him in lies, but then making excuses for him? Right. So there's a vetting process that I believe strongly, as someone who's traveled the world, at least in the one avenue or one thing that we can do to improve Black relationships here in America is the vetting process that was used in yesterday's that needs to be brought back in today's
Mhm. See, what's happening is we have more women that are separated from their families during the time of their lives when they should be selecting a man. And as a result of that, we're finding that women are choosing men based off of how they feel, not off of what Martin was saying earlier. Is this guy a good choice? Does my father, can he see through who this guy is saying that he is? And women typically, especially with social media and apps, they're all flooding and going for the same men. And these men are spoiled for choices, and they're useless for a relationship, but they'll string you along.
Mhm.
That being the case, women need to get out of this environment where they're not transparent with being able to talk about who they're dating. They need to be a part of a social group, like Martin was saying. They have to find a way to vet these men and not be to a point where you are 1 month or 2 months into the relationship and you don't even know who this person is, but you're in love with them. Your auntie gets sick and you're asking him, "Can you pray?" And he's like, "Well, pray." Well, I'm God. so so we gotta get women on the right path to be able to vet good men, because Tyrone and John Travius, they're running amok, and women are not picking up on these signs, or they don't want to, because they want to believe that this high value professional narcissist is perfect for them. Y'all get what I'm saying?
For sure.
Yeah. Guys, we're running long here. We have one more topic. Look at this guy. I ain't got no suits because I ain't trying to be president. That's DK rapping over here. A little bit of Lil Wayne for y'all. But any more comments before we leave? Drea, did you have anything? Tanya?